Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show! And tonight I'm going to be reviewing two Big Finish box sets. Latest 8th Doctor box set, Empty Vessels, which features two stories, Eos Falling and Lure of the Zygons. And the War Doctor Rises box set, Cybergene, which features every Cyberman ever. And let's start off with the 8th Doctor box set. I personally enjoyed this one, but I will say it's definitely not going to be an instant classic for the 8th Doctor. I do really like a lot of the ideas that are present in these stories. I think there's a lot of great concepts that the writers came up with. And this definitely highlights how amazing this TARDIS team is. I really do enjoy the Doctor's further adventures with Liv and Helen. But I will say in this box set, it definitely feels like they're approaching something. You know, you get a lot of kind of all these coincidences, and also that they just want to travel with the Doctor for as long as they can. It definitely feels like something's going to happen to them in the near future, because this has been a very long-standing TARDIS team, and I'm really curious to see what happens to them in the future. But let's talk about the present with this one. First story in this box set was really great. I really like the idea of the Doctor answering this distress call, but something doesn't seem quite right, as there's this ship crashing toward the planet, and it's a very empty ship, and they have to figure out what's going on, and there's a lot of great moments in this, and I really did enjoy the guest cast. And it's definitely a kind of a change of pace of the Doctor trying to save the day, but things and the timing are not quite right, and it definitely makes for a great listen. And let's talk about the second story in this box set. Was a really great use of the Zygons. I really liked them in this one, and it definitely made for a really great listen. And I really liked how, you know, you have to question, are you the Zygon, or all that. I'm also really glad that this one was a two-part story. I think that really helped flesh out a lot of the ideas. And I think even the first story would actually need a little bit more time too. But this one definitely had a good amount to it, and there's a lot of great, clever ideas with it. And I really just like the Zygons, and this is a great use of them. Moving to the War Doctor box set, Cybergene. And this one kind of disappointed me a bit. I still really liked a lot of the parts of it, but compared to a lot of the other War Doctor Rises box set, I will say this is definitely going to be lower on my list. I will say I did not expect much from the promise of every Cyberman ever, but it's still kind of let down. I don't know. I think just having Nicholas Briggs voice all the Cybermen, even though they did a good job kind of making them feel different with their voices, I wish there was another performer giving these Cybermen some life, and I think that would really help things a lot. You know, it kind of reminds me, of course, like Asylum of the Daleks. You know, it's really hard to make that promise. And I really don't think we get quite to the Cybermen entering the Time War as I expected. But Jonathan Carley is phenomenal as ever, and they definitely bring the War Doctor to life really well. I really like this guest companion that they have, and there's some really great concepts with like the tomb exploration and these kind of experiments on the Cybermen by the Time Lords, of course, to enter the war and all that stuff. Definitely some good ideas with it, but I don't know, something just didn't really click for me when I was listening to this one. So those are my reviews of the latest 8th Doctor and War Doctor box set from Big Finish Productions. Definitely weaker entries for these two Doctors, but there's still a lot of great moments in them, and I still enjoy listening to them. What did you all think of these box sets? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.